Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a reading on 90 Day Fiancé, which premieres on TLC, the new season, the 7th season, and I will be talking about the couples. This is one for those of you that are my rays of light and that follow my channel. You may or may not know, but I am a big fan of 90 Day Fiancé and basically anything on the TLC channel. Give me a show on TLC. I'm just joking, but in all seriousness, I am a big fan of the show, and I've watched mostly all the seasons. My favorite couple, which I found very controversial, was Pedro and Chantel. Pedro is from the Dominican Republic, and Chantel's from America, and I just felt like that couple was one that was just really great, but there's a lot of things that I saw on that. So I'm going to be giving you insight for those of you that have not yet seen previews of the actual trailer for the 7th season. They're all new couples. The first ones that I'm going to cover is Emily from Oregon and Sasha from Russia. And Emily packed up and moved to Russia to teach English after finishing college. During a visit to the gym, she spotted Sasha, who became her trainer, and she is his tutor. After their romance ensued, Emily learned Sasha has a son with each of his 2 ex-wives. And then Emily became pregnant. Now they've got plans to move to America to start their family together. Okay, when I tune into Sasha's energy, this is the guy holding up the camera for those of you that haven't seen this. I see that there's going to be problems in this relationship completely. I feel like she's more invested in this than he is. I feel like he's kind of like plays upon his masculinity. He's almost got like a toxic masculinity, and I feel like this is going to cause a lot of issues. Not that he's Russian, and that's why I'm saying this. It has nothing to do with his ethnicity or country that he comes from. This is just his soul, and at the soul level, I feel like Sasha is very much about being a player, being someone that's not committed to relationships, and this is going to drive a wedge between him and Emily. I don't see this relationship working, even though she has a child now supposedly, or is pregnant, and wanting to move to America. I feel like he's not going to want to, and maybe a part of him does, because there is a visa that he will get out of that. Not that necessarily that's what he's after, but I just feel like this is not a match. She is more opinionated. I feel like there's some insecurities on Emily's part. She's a beautiful woman, very young. I just feel like, you know, she's going to want more control in this relationship, and he's not the type to be controlled, and so they're going to have issues, and that's just my insight that I get now, and I'm just going to be so curious to see how all this plays out, if it's accurate, what I predicted. But again, I don't see them like working out, and if they do stay together and get married, it's going to be something where, you know, there's going to be a lot of problems. He's going to be unfaithful eventually. Okay, the next couple is Blake from Los Angeles and Jasmine from Finland. After meeting online and then in person in Finland, the romance between these two heated up. Blake was prepared to propose during his second trip, but his friends and family are wary. I don't know how to pronounce that. Especially after learning Jasmine's sister won the green card lottery and is already in Los Angeles. Again, a lot of these couples, I know a lot of this is scripted when it comes to these shows, but a lot of it I feel like is a reality. Like a lot of these people that are foreigners want to come to America to live the dream, and they do this by securing a marriage or a partner to get married to, and then they change completely once they're here. With her, let me show y'all. This is Blake. He's that guy on the green shirt, and that is the other woman, that's Jasmine. With her, I feel like let me look good at her face, because I read off of pictures. I don't feel like she loves him. I really don't. I feel like this is going to be another case just like the first one that I mentioned, where she draws apart. I feel like he's more carefree, he's more passionate, and there's more of the physical aspect of this relationship for him, but I don't feel like necessarily his group of people, his group of friends, I should say, are going to, or his people that are like his friends, his acquaintances, and even his family are going to really vibe with her. They're not going to like necessarily her energy. I feel like there's also going to be problems with the differences. Even though her sister would be near and she would have someone here in America, I feel like there's going to be problems with language barriers. And again, being that it would be an interracial couple, which is something, you know, that we would think at this point in life that people don't speculate or don't talk about. It's like common. People don't have issues with it. I feel like his family may have issues with her, and her family may have issues with him as well. I feel like she's not willing to get pregnant. I don't feel like she's willing to have a family yet. I feel like she has ulterior plans and motives, and I feel like for her it's about the money. So she would definitely drop Blake in a heartbeat for any guy that is rich or that has money. And I know that the show hasn't even begun, and I'm like ruining it for a lot of people, but these are just my psychic insights and predictions. I want to see what, you know, is going to happen, what's going to be said about this show. And, you know, it may not be showing. A lot of the stuff that I say may not show, you know, they may not air that. But sometimes, like, after the show, a lot of these things that are maybe future oriented will happen. Okay, so the next couple is Tanya from Connecticut and Sinjin from South Africa. Very cute couple. With them, it says Tanya planned to go to South Africa to meet a man from a dating app. But when that didn't work out, she still went and met a bartender, Sinjin. She went home with him that night and ended up staying for months. However, the two are not always on the same page about their future. Add that to the stress of living in a shed at Tanya's mother's shed, and the road to marriage is quite bumpy. So again, financial security for her, I feel like it's all about financial security, and I don't feel like he's happy with the living situation that she's going through. And I feel like they are soulmates. Now these two are really definitely soulmates. I feel like she is looking to get pregnant or have a baby. I don't know if she's pregnant now or this will be something on the show, but I see pregnancy all around her. I don't see them necessarily separating right away. There's a possibility that they're going to have issues, but the love that they have for themselves is actually authentic, I feel like, and they will possibly work it out. So sorry guys, I had to record on my phone because as I was saying, I was reading for on my camera phone, I'm sorry, on my actual camera that I have to record blogs and stuff for my YouTube channel, and it just didn't work out. Something about the memory card being full, so I'm gonna have to get a new SD card basically for my camera because there's nothing on there, just that one video. But anyways, like I was saying about Blake and Jasmine, she is wanting more control, or he's actually wanting more control out of this relationship. So I don't see that working out at all, which will be very interesting how it actually plays out. The other one is, let's see here. I'm sorry, that's for Tanya and Sinj that I had read. Okay, the next couple is Robert from Florida and Annie, which is from the Dominican Republic. And it says the couple met on social media and talked every day for 6 months. Finally meeting when Robert took a cruise with a stopover in the Dominican Republic, and within the hours of first meeting, they were engaged without an engagement ring. Wow. So this is Robert and Annie. The thing with Robert, I feel like, again, he's very romantic. I feel like she was looking for someone to kind of rescue her out of a situation. I don't feel like she comes from a very, let's say, wealthy family, but I feel like she, you know, is a decent young woman. You know, I feel like there is potential here for this relationship to work out, but I feel like she's going to want to move too fast and he's not ready for a commitment, even though they are engaged. That's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, because I feel like in the long term they won't be together. He has issues, again, to be being a player, a tendency for that, so that's going to kind of impact them as a couple. I feel like she's wanting someone that's loyal, and I feel also there may be cultural differences that become evident on the show which we shall see, and how this is all going to play out. I feel like she's more outgoing, and he may not like that aspect of her. I feel like the culture is very different in the Dominican Republic, you know, and you know, her wanting to be closer to her family is going to be something that where she may try to convince him to move to the Dominican Republic. But for him, it's going to be very interesting because I feel like he would be willing to sacrifice his stay there in the United States to go to the Dominican Republic and kind of be with her. But again, I don't see that working out at all. I feel like for him, you know, it's all about kind of being that player. So it's interesting. I feel like she will be kind of jealous. I feel like there is a tendency for him to maybe have that wandering eye when it comes to women, and looking, you know, at these couples here. I feel like with her, there's also an element of magic and witchcraft. Like, I don't know if she's into that, but I feel like she's very awakened to that kind of thing. So she may actually, you know, use a lot of this for manipulation, control. I feel like there's a part of her that can use her feminine charm to manipulate. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Annie and Robert pan out on the 90 Day Fiancé, the 7th season. Okay, we're on to Anna from Nebraska and Mersel from Turkey. Now, Anna is a full-time mom of 3, but when Mersel connected with her online over their love of beekeeping, they started talking. Despite the language barrier, a romance blossomed. After meeting in Turkey, Mersel proposed on social media, but his family doesn't know she's a mom and wouldn't approve of her having children out of wedlock. So, this is them. I feel like with Mersel, he's a very sweet guy. I feel like though he is jumping into in this relationship with her. I feel like she wants that father figure for her children. I feel like, you know, she knows or is kind of aware that his family may not accept her. As far as beekeeping, you know, being the thing that connected them, it's funny because there's you know, it does happen in real life where people, you know, are connected by the same kind of passion and love that they have, you know, for hobbies, etc. But with this relationship as well, I don't see it lasting. I feel like he wants children, and I don't necessarily feel like she may want, even though she may talk on the show about it, you know, and maybe being open to it. But I also feel like physically, you know, she's not capable for whatever reason. That's what they make me feel like on the medical side of her, like she would not be capable of having another child after her 3. So it's just very interesting. And I feel like for his family, like, you know, they're not going to like the fact that she has baggage and they come from different customs as well, and they're not going to want to lose him, and I feel like he would have to move to America because I don't see her wanting to travel to Turkey and live there long term. If she does it, it wouldn't last at all. Okay, the next couple we have here is Michael from Connecticut and Juliana from Brasilia. Very interesting. Michael met Juliana at a yacht party in Croatia. They say that there was an instant attraction and they fell in love. Notice I roll my eyes. When Juliana's tourist visa was denied, they turned to the K1 process to continue life together. But Juliana has only seen pieces of Michael's life. Okay, now she gets the full picture, including kids, an ex-wife. Is she ready to settle down and realize his financial support has limits? Can she deal with his skeptical family? Okay, let me just say this. I feel like she is very much young and naive, but not very naive, because I feel like she knows what she's getting into. With him, he is very, I don't know if he's from a wealthy family, but I feel like he's a business person, and being in Croatia, you know, you have to have money to travel, etc. Maybe this was a business trip, but I see him very business oriented. I feel like he's been around the block. He's very seasoned. He knows, you know, how to control the situation, and that's what he wants, is to have control over it. For him, it's more about the sex, I feel like, and her being kind of like a prize trophy on his side, being that he's much older than her. What is in his 50s or late 40s, but you know, he's very much older than her, and she's young. So for like society, when you are rich, or you have someone, when you're at a certain financial status and you have someone that is much younger, like I feel like she's like, I mean, like he's 20 years her senior. It's not, you know, it kind of is like for show. It's like show and tell, like a trophy wife in many ways. Oh, look at me, I still got it, you know. And that's kind of like the kind of mentality that I feel. I don't feel like he really loves her, and I feel like he would drop her for in the next second, the second that she wouldn't do what he wants her to do or be submissive to him. He's that type of person that's very controlling. His energy is a very manipulative, kind of low level vibration. I don't trust him at all. But it's going to be very interesting to see how Michael from Connecticut pans out with Juliana. I feel like with her, if she was to continue with this, with the K1, she's going to be very upset. I see her crying, very sensitive, very emotional. She will be, you know, kept in a way, like being showered with gifts and things, but then he's going to have his limitations. He's not going to share everything with her. I feel like there's other hidden elements to him, to his business dealing, to his accounts. The man has money, but he may have also had financial struggles in the past or made bad decisions. And I feel like his children and his side of the family are not going to be very accepting of her, which is very interesting. But again, I feel like there's just so much that they don't have in common that's going to cause this relationship to, she's not going to like that she is kind of, you know, scrutinized by his family. She's not going to like the fact that she is having to defend herself every moment, because I feel that there is a confrontation when the show airs between her and Michael. And that's what I'm seeing. So it's going to be very interesting how that pans out. Okay, on to the next couple. Is Mike from Washington and Natalie from the Ukraine. Now, Mike's friend met and married a woman from Ukraine. Mike's pal and his new bride played matchmaker and connected him with Natalie on their second meeting. Mike proposed, but she's a city girl. He's a rustic guy, and they differ on church-going practices. Okay, so this is them. He's very handsome, very attractive. She's very beautiful, very pretty. Kind of looks like a cheerleader. I feel like she's very witchy, very intuitive. I feel like she has a gift of seeing. She is very blessed in that department. She has good chemistry. I feel like he's in love with her. She has him under her spell, but I feel like at the same time, there may be some issues or insecurities that they both hold on to. I see them kind of lasting, but it could end up where they kind of separate. Like I said, with her, I feel like she's going to be the one in control, and he's going to be just gaga over her. And we shall see this in the show, how like this all pans out. I feel like, you know, with Mike, it's all about, you know, he's got to be, you know, the tough guy. He loves hunting, things like that, being outdoors, camping. She's not going to really want to be camping, you know, being in the country life. She's not accustomed to that. So it's going to require her to really be flexible and kind of, you know, be more compromising. But I feel like she can be high maintenance, and that may be something that he's not going to be used to. It's not because she's from the Ukraine, you know, but I feel like there may be some high maintenance things that she wants, like fashion, you know. She wants to get into fashion, beauty, and kind of have a business of her own eventually. I see that for her. But Mike, you know, I feel like he's jumping into this. Like, he is at a point in his life, like, I feel like he's being scrutinized by a lot of his friends who are engaged or married right now. And so he's the bachelor, you know, but people are kind of scrutinizing him. But it's going to be interesting how this all plays out, because I feel like they have potential. The other couple that I feel like has potential will be Robert and Annie. But again, like with all these couples, a lot of them don't last over time. So it's going to be interesting. We'll get to see exactly how it all plays out. I also feel like Tanya and Sinjin have, you know, a great chemistry. It may work out and it may not. So this was my psychic reading and my psychic insights on the 90 Day Fiancé season 7 cast. And so we shall see as the season progresses, and it does air. Let me see, when does it air? It airs November. It premieres November the 3rd. So be sure to tune in. Oh, okay, here's their ages. Tanya is 29, and Sinjin also is 29. Robert is 41, and Annie's 30. Michael is 41, and Juliana is 23. Emily and Sasha, okay, Emily's 28 and Sasha's 31. Blake is 29 and Jasmine is 27. Anna is 38 and Mercel is 38. And Mike is 34 and Natalie 35. So by far, I want to say here that they do say that Michael from Connecticut is 41. I don't buy that. I feel like he's in his 50s. I don't know why I get that, but I don't know. I just don't see him being in his 40s. But maybe because of the show, they are keeping that, you know, their real age kind of like, or his age for some reason, kind of in a different demographic. But I feel like he's in his 50s, to be honest. Okay, so that's my insight. I hope that you enjoyed this. And let me know if you have any other suggestions on videos that I should do. And if you like this video, please smash the like button, hit the like button, give it a thumbs up, and also be sure to share this video with someone on the TLC network. I'm just kidding. But if you'd like to book, in all seriousness, if you'd like to book a private psychic reading with me, you can visit my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. And don't forget to subscribe to my website as well, so you can be updated of any sales. And hit the subscribe button on this channel under the video. It's the red subscribe button and the notification bell icon. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world.